please put your hands together and welcome to the stage James Hird. And can I also ask the playing group to make their way to the green room for the SAS presentation, which will commence after Hirdy's speech. Over to you, James.
It's very bright up here, Tim. Did you have makeup on, Tim? Should have borrowed some, maybe. It's very glary up here. Thank you. Thank you for coming, and thank you to everyone who's put a lot of time into putting this function on tonight. It is a great start to the year with this sort of function, the season launch, and it's a great time to, I suppose, thank a lot of people. Thank our sponsors who have been so loyal over the last 2 years and over the journey. Thank our coterie group members who are here and have always given us great support. I see a lot of player sponsors out here, and the player sponsors have very good relationships with their players. It's great to see a lot of you here. And it's also a great time to thank our staff at the Essendon Football Club and what they do for our club, and what they do that they don't get noticed for. If you're a person who's just new to the Essendon Football Club and you're not sure what the club's all about, and you've probably seen things in the papers, and there's one story being told about the Essendon Football Club, and you haven't spent a lot of time here, you might be a sponsor, you might be someone who has just started to get to know the players, just get to know the club. The Essendon Football Club is a great place. It's a great place for a number of reasons. But firstly, I'd like to thank tonight's major event partner, Elite Property Care, who's represented by their General Manager, William Grigg, tonight. So thank you, William, for supporting the night, and a round of applause for William. We really appreciate that. And I'd like to talk to the new people in the room about why the Essendon Football Club is such an important place and such a great place in a minute. But first, I'd just like to give you a bit of a rundown on the pre-season and where we're up to, and the fact that you've probably seen half our side play the last 2 weeks against St Kilda and GWS. And for periods of those two games, we've been very competitive. And although the GWS game was a bit of a, it wasn't great in the first half, we actually won the second half. And the guys who went out in the field in that second half of that game did very well. The St Kilda game was a different story. The first 3 quarters of that game was a game where we had guys come into our club, 7 or 8 guys, a week before that game started, and the way they gelled with our listed players and put on a performance that we were all very proud of was fantastic to see. And it's already, you can see that those 7 or 8 players who have come into our club feel proud to wear the sash and wear the Essendon football jumper, and it shows a lot for where Essendon's at, and I suppose the esteem that it's still held in the community, in the football public. I'd like to also welcome our new recruits, our youngsters that have come in and been drafted, and their families. We had a family day today with their parents, where we gave them the rundown of what to expect from the football club and what their boys should expect. And I think the parents were more sort of starry-eyed or goggle-eyed than their sons were at one stage. I tried to get them to ask one question. And Connor's dad in the room? Connor McKenna's dad? I think he was here. He asked me a question. I still don't understand what you said, Mr. McKenna, but very respectfully I meant that, It's a very broad Irish accent, but we love it, and we love having a son at the football club, and he's made a big difference to us. So thank you for allowing him. I know it's a big decision for you and your wife to let him to come over, but he has made a big impact on the place already, so thank you very much for that. And I get a lot of questions on where we're going to improve this year, and I think one of the areas is our mature age recruits. We identified that at the start of the end of the season last year, that we had a group of players, a group of senior players who were, deserved an opportunity to be successful. And we looked at the age demographic of our list and where we needed to go, and we thought we needed a bit more experience on the list, and the type of players that we wanted. We needed someone to help our backs out, and James Gwilt was fortunate to be there and wanted to come to the club. We obviously needed another ruckman, or ended up needing 2 ruckmen to replace Paddy, and we were able to get Sean and Jonathan to come in. And then we identified that we needed some outside speed and a guy who was highly talented and highly skilled, and we were able to bring Adam Cooney into the club. And not sure how many of you have been out to training, but watching Adam train would show that he's very close to being back to his Brownlow medal best, and we're very excited to have another Brownlow medalist at our club with Joe, but also a guy who loves his footy and has embraced the Essendon Football Club in a big way as well. So some young players have come in, but also some mature age recruits that we're very excited about. The other two people that we've got back are two old. Well, if I call Lloydie old, he'll get upset, but he is old in the context of players. But Matthew Lloyd has come back and done a terrific role with our kicking at goals, and also a bit of our forward structure and helping Nathan Bassett. But when we spoke to Lloydie in October last year, I had no idea how good Matthew was going to be as a coach. He probably didn't either. But he's been exceptional, and you're already seeing in Joey's goal kicking that you saw on the weekend, but also Jake Carlisle, Paddy Ambrose, and the guys he's worked with on the goal kicking, that he understands goal kicking, he understands forward mentality. So Matthew is great to have back at the club, and it's great to have a good Essendon person back, but his football knowledge is outstanding. So I'm not sure if Matthew's in the room, but welcome back, Lloydie, to the club. And I'd be remiss to mention Mark Harvey. Where are your halves? If you're here somewhere. And even better than having Mark Harvey back is having Donna Harvey back. So welcome back to Donna and to Mark. And Mark's already made a big impact on the coaching box. He doesn't keep his opinions to himself in any way, and make sure we all know what he thinks. But it's great, and the players have certainly appreciated having Mark back and his honest, forthright opinions. And last but not least, the coach, the man we all call a coach. It is. I've been asked a lot over the last week and a half what it's like to have Kevin Sheedy back, and I think some people are expecting me to say that, I'm not sure how we're going to work together, and I'm the coach and he's not, or I don't know what they're expecting. But from my point of view, and I know everyone that I know's point of view, it's great to have both Kevin and Geraldine back at the football club. It was a football club that the football club that we left or were at as players was the one where Kevin was such a strong personality and his family was always around, and I think for the club to be able to bring Kevin back and to be able to position him in the role he's in, to really restore the faith of the Essendon supporters and Essendon members is great. So to Kevin and Geraldine, welcome back, and we can't wait to see what crazy ideas you've got for us, Sheeds, because I'm sure there'll be plenty, but we're all looking forward to them. So thank you once again. I just wanted to touch briefly on the way I started and why I think the Essendon Football Club is a great club. And it is a lot about the players, and it's a lot about the playing group we have, who are a special playing group, and they've been through so much and showed so much resilience. They're a very talented group. They deserve success, and I believe they will get success this year. And it's very much about the board, and it's about the people who work there, and it's about the coaches, the people you see on a daily basis. But more importantly, I think than the players and the board and the coaches are the people who've worked at our club for 15, 20, 30, 35, and in one or two cases 40 years. Because what those people do is they carry the legacy of the Essendon Football Club, and they have done for a long time. And whether it be John Kilby or Colin Hooper or Charlie Italia, they're the people that describe to the next group of players what this football club is all about. And that's why the Essendon Football Club really is so special. It's special because of the supporters. It's special because of the amount of supporters that we have and the passion that those supporters have. But when you walk into the football club as a young boy, when you're 18, when you're 19, or you walk in as Adam Cooney did, or James Gwilt did this year, or Paul Chapman or Brendan Goddard did over the last 2 years, you're very quickly told what the Essendon Football Club is all about by people who know. And you can read all the papers you want over what's happened over the last 2 years. The Essendon Football Club is the greatest football club in this country, and is for a lot of reasons, because of the success it's had, but it's also great because of the people that stay and support and carry the legacy. And to John and to Hoops and to Charlie and to all the old-time people who've been at Essendon, if you're in the room or you're not, to me, you're the reason the Essendon Football Club is so great. So thank you. I hope you have a great night, and I promise you we'll give everything for the season. Thank you very much.